Hey friends, you've all heard me talk about macronutrients before, and honestly, I do believe the only way to change the way you look, change your body composition, change the way you feel inside, number one, whole food nutrition, obviously, you've heard me preach about that before, but also along with that is tracking macronutrients. So you've heard me talk about why we track macronutrients. Our macronutrients are our protein, fats, and our carbohydrates. Not just an overall calorie count. Calorie does not equal a calorie when you're talking about the value of that calorie. So in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, we do track our macronutrients. And one of the first things that clients ask me is that, how can I follow this and eat this way when I have to cook for my family? So today I wanted to give you 3 tips for tracking macronutrients and cooking for your family that can be a win-win situation. So in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, we do offer meal guides. We have a regular meal guide and we have a vegan meal guide. And just this morning, I spoke with a client who said, when I first started the Faster Way, they didn't have the meal guide. Now that they have those meal guides, she said, it's amazing. My kids just eat what I make in the evenings. And I love the no nonsense of having all those recipes, having everything right there, has a grocery list for you so you can easily take it to the store. And just having everything all planned out makes such a big difference in her household. So the first thing I want to tell you about tracking your meals and cooking for your family, one of the easiest ways to do that is to deconstruct your meals. So say you're making spaghetti. Maybe it's a nice gluten-free spaghetti for your family. Red lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, black bean pasta, all those other pastas out there that I know can be good for you and gluten-free. Rather than cooking that and then adding your meat sauce, adding your vegetables, if you add roasted vegetables to your sauce, and adding your meat and the noodles, rather than putting that all in a giant bowl and setting it on the table for your family, just break it down. Keep your pasta noodles over here nice and warm. Bring that warm sauce out, maybe with your vegetables, or have the vegetables on the side. Or, and then have your ground beef or your meat, anything you're wanting to add to it right there. That way, if you're tracking macronutrients and nobody else in your family is, you can easily weigh the amount of spaghetti that you're gonna eat. You can easily weigh how much ground beef you're gonna have. Honestly, in my family, we have 2 kitchen scales at our dinner table because there's 3 of the 4 of us that are weighing our food. So it makes it so much easier, and it doesn't really take that much time at all. But just breaking everything down, that also gives your kids, no matter how old they are, it gives them the option to, one, help fix their plate at the table, but then also they can take as much as they want and learn some rules that way. Maybe they want a little more meat than they do want sauce. Sometimes we have those in our family. One likes a little more sauce with his sauce for spaghetti. One likes a little bit more meat. So by deconstructing those meals and putting them on the table separately, yes, you will use a lot more dishes because I feel like I go through a lot of dishes in my family. But that's a simple way to break it down, figuring out exactly how much you're getting, weighing it yourself if you're the one tracking macros and no one else is. So that's number 1, deconstruct your meals. Number 2, batch cooking. We do this a lot at our house on the weekends, or maybe one day a week, maybe on Monday. My husband grills a lot of chicken, so we have just plain grilled chicken. I sometimes will roast sweet potatoes to have those for the week. I will roast sheet pans of broccoli or roasted cauliflower. So if you keep them all plain and simple, you can easily have those. And like I said, you can easily weigh the amount that you're going to eat maybe later in the week. We also do like rice in our Instant Pot or quinoa, something like that. But if you make it plain and you have all those staples in your refrigerator, it's so much easier for you to grab that out, weigh it. Then you can even add your own spices. Say you want to make a Mexican bowl. You have rice, you have some avocado, you have maybe your meat sauce where you can just sprinkle some taco seasoning on it. And that way you'll have your everything ready to go. You can just piece it all together. Similar to deconstructing those meals like I mentioned in number 1. So keeping everything separately like that is a great way to mix all throughout your week. easily to be prepared. If you have a bunch of chicken that's baked and in your refrigerator, as long as you guys don't mind leftovers, we eat a lot of leftovers at my house. But you can make a Mexican bowl with that chicken. You can add some olives and some Greek seasoning and some lettuce and maybe make a little bit of a Greek meal on one of the days. Or, just by adding, maybe you want to add a little buffalo sauce and have like buffalo chicken. So there's different ways how you can have those things prepared. Doing that batch cooking, have them in your refrigerator, again, making it easy for you to weigh the amounts that you're going to eat if no one else in your family is weighing as well. So keeping those all together. So number one, deconstruct your meals, very simple. Number two, along with deconstructing your meals, do batch cooking on one day just to be prepared, and it makes meal planning so much easier. The third one I wanted to mention is just having modifications. Obviously, you're the one doing the cooking. So if you're doing the meal planning, you're doing the cooking, you can set out your meal guide and your meal plan for the week however you want, and everyone will eat what you make, right? That's what we all hope for. So a couple ideas on this, because we do carb cycling in the Faster Way to Fat Loss. So some days we have lower carbs, and then most of the other days we are eating a high carb amount during our day. So what I would do is simply, I can make the meals for my family that match along with that. Or I can, say it's a low carb day and we're having, maybe it's Taco Tuesday, or I'm cooking Mexican or making tacos. I simply will not have the flour tortilla. Maybe I will make my tacos into a big taco salad, adding lots of extra avocado on those days. Things like that, where I want to get more protein in and more fats in. And so maybe my boys are going to have it as burritos or tacos with the flour tortillas, and I just simply won't. Or sometimes if it's a regular macro day where we're eating lots of carbs, protein, and fats, then, maybe I could make that taco bowl that I was going to make and have it with rice. Adding that rice and not having to worry that I'm over in my carbohydrates on those days, because we eat a lot of carbohydrates on our regular macro day. So that's an option as well. Or, I also, if it's a low carb day, maybe I'm making a sheet pan meal of like chicken breast that's on my sheet pan and a bunch of vegetables. I can also just have potatoes made, or sweet potatoes, or have some rice made or something like that, that maybe I will serve with that as a side for the rest of my family if they're not tracking. But if I'm tracking macros and want to stay on a low carb day, I just simply won't have that for that meal. So it all depends. You're the cook, you're the one doing the cooking. So you could say what you're having or not, but a lot of times that's what I do. I can easily make another side for my boys or for the rest of the family to eat if I'm not wanting to have that much carbohydrate on that day. Another option is, like, if you're cooking, a lot of times on those low carb days, I would like to cook Indian meals, or those meals that have like the canned coconut milk. Those are those good fats you want to get. But on those days, if we make like butter chicken, something like that, then my boys will eat that with naan or extra rice or something like that. And I just simply won't have that rice if it's a low carb day, so to speak. So those are my 3 tips for cooking. They kind of all go together, but just 3 little ideas. But like I said, when you do join the Faster Way to Fat Loss, you get the meal guides. You have the regular meal guides and the vegan meal guides with lots of different recipes to choose from, lots of different ideas for snacks throughout your day, and the recipes and the grocery list are all there for you. So it's easy to make with the family. Recently, this past Sunday, I had a Zoom call with my VIP group, and they all said they are loving the meal plan. Their families are eating it along with them, and if they don't like what they're making, they get takeout for the evening. So it is easy to adapt to your family. And honestly, one of my clients said she started cooking the Faster Way and her husband lost 20 pounds. So if you're the one cooking and you're making nutritious meals at home, everyone in your family will benefit, I can guarantee you. So with that being said, I did want to let you know that on February 8th is when my next Faster Way group will start. I'll post the link down below here. If you're watching on Instagram, you can find the link in my bio. But the sooner you sign up, the sooner you have access to those meal guides, you have access to the workouts and all of our information. So get signed up, read over the information so you're ready to start with us on February 8th. Hope you guys have a great day and enjoy those macros.